Check. Mic 1, 2. All right, here we are back again with another Art Professors podcast on the Zim video. I'm the Zim, and this is the Zim video, and this is the Art Professors podcast. I'm an art professor this year at Missouri State University. Last year, I taught at San Diego State University. The year before that, I was a graduate student at San Diego State University. And many years before that, I was an undergraduate at the University of Washington. All art related. I got my undergraduate degree in fiber arts. I got my graduate degree in, I see it as more of an interdisciplinary thing, but I was kind of in the graphic design department. So that's sort of why I'm teaching graphic design right now, is part of the big thing there. So I can do it all, man. I can do it all. Grew up in a wood shop. I've been a musician for a long time, which is something that I've been doing a little bit more of lately. Those of you that may know me from other parts of life know I play music. So I have my guitar. It's not in this room right now, but I've been playing my guitar more often lately. So I'm working up to maybe do something, just remembering my songs, maybe write a new song. I don't know. And I'd like to play a set sometimes. Those of you that are watching the show today on the YouTube, reminder, this is also available on all the podcast catcher places, Apple Podcast, Spotify, whatever. We have art all around me. We have a picture last Tuesday. I drew Nex Benedict. They are young non-binary person that was basically sounds like murdered by bigots in where are they? Oklahoma. So yeah, look up that story if you don't know about it. Nex, I drew Nex on last Tuesday, and today on my left side over here, I drew an artist, a musician named Allison Young. Yeah, Allison Young. I saw her on TikTok and liked her music and just needed somebody to draw, so I did that, and I'm really happy with the way my drawings have turned out the last couple of weeks. Because who did I draw right before? Oh yeah, and I drew Abir. Before that, which you've already seen, but before that I drew Michelle Obama, which didn't turn out very good. So I've been on a run of really good drawing, so maybe I needed that one not so good one to get me on a track of good drawing. So that's where we're at. Reminder as well, in the summer, May 13th through the 30th, I'm going to be at the Hiram Van Gordon Gallery at Tennessee State University. Drawing 72 drawings of Justin Jones and 69 drawings of Justin Pearson. Those of you that are watching as well can see my practice drawings behind me of both of them. So looking forward to that. I did email them I emailed the curator of the gallery this week, just checking in on things. They didn't email back, so I don't know. Hopefully everything's still good. I'm still trying to hopefully get a place to stay while I'm there. I've been thinking about seeing if I can trade my car in for a van so that I can start to convert it to be like a conversion van, to be like live in it. And then I can, then I don't have to worry as much about where I'll be staying when I'm traveling. I can just stay in my van. So we'll see. Maybe I'll look into that, but I don't know. I'm a little bit worried because I like my car's like reliable and solid, and it's still kind of on the new side. 2018. I guess it's been a few years now. It's almost paid off, sort of. Probably it'll probably get paid. I don't know how much I have left on it, but anyways, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if I'll look into it, because I'm thinking like, what can I use the fact that I have a job right now to make it look like I will continue to have a job, so that I can. But I know my credit's trash because I have counts and collections and stuff. So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll look into it, but it would be cool. But the van I want would be a Mercedes Sprinter, but those are more expensive than probably what I can afford. So I'd probably end up with like a Ford Transit, which wouldn't be the worst, but it wouldn't be the van I wanted, just because I like the look of the Mercedes Sprinter better than pretty much any other van that's out there. But we'll see how it goes. if I even do that. So what's been going on? So we got the exhibition, as you know. Couple things to update you on. This probably won't be a terribly long podcast today. We are at 5 minutes at the moment, so I don't know, it could be like a 10-minute podcast, 20 minutes. We'll see how it goes. But I did apply to 2 new things over the last week. We did finally got a visiting faculty position that looks like, well, that I applied to. That's pretty much exactly what I want. For all intents and purposes. It's at the Kenyon College in Ohio, which looks pretty cool. It looks to be around the same size as Northwest Missouri State University. So that's that. But where it's located, it's much closer to other major cities like Detroit, Chicago, and other cities, Cincinnati, other cities in terms of more cities. Like, it's about the same distance to like that we are to Kansas City, to those, but this is only Kansas City. There's much more other places, and maybe some of those cities like Pittsburgh as well is not too far away. So like maybe the Seahawks will be playing one of those cities like Cleveland, or there's like Cincinnati, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Chicago, and Detroit. So like there's 3-hour driving distance to a lot of different cities. So maybe I can go catch a game that the Seahawks will be playing next year if I get the job, obviously. But it seems like, so what I do, so that's one place I've applied. It's for drawing too. Like the department is the drawing department. It's a 1-year visit. It's exactly what I want. 1 year visiting faculty drawing position. Like that is exactly what I want. And so hopefully I can get it, but I'll come back to that in a second here. But another thing I applied to, we were talking last week, or maybe I already mentioned it last week. Did I mention it last week? But we were talking about Michigan, University of Michigan. And, if you want to become an adjunct there, you have to be in the union for like that. I don't know if it's local. That's what I meant to do, is to look at maybe that union is like a national professors union. So maybe that's the thing I could just sign up for, be in a union or something. I don't know. And then when those positions open up, or I can apply to them, I'll be kind of ready for it. So I was going to look into that. But they also have I noticed they had a artist residency for half the year basically. So I applied to that just because whatever, if I get the artist residency, it would be really cool because I could focus on the kind of artwork versus teaching. But the problem is it would be only half the year. So between basically August and like the new year, like, because they called it winter quarter, or not winter quarter, but they called it winter semester, but I'm used to fall and spring semester. So I'm wondering if they just use winter semester to represent spring semester, if that's how they do it. I don't know. But anyways, I don't know. Odds are pretty low that I'd get the thing anyway, but I applied to it and think it would be really cool. But what I've noticed is with both these positions, like I fantasize about it so heavily. Like I start to think about like how like everything about it. Like I actually put myself in the space of doing it, and like I get kind of this weirdly attached to it, like thinking it's like the best opportunity in this weird way. I'm so excited and think I should get it and want to get it, whether it's the residency or whether it's the teaching position. So fingers crossed. The thing I'm worried about with the teaching position is just that, I know and I know what I do is draw a lot, and that's what I do, and I'd love to teach, but I only have my teaching record of it from teaching as a graduate student, which wasn't my best kind of moment for teaching, just because I was I've mentioned before, I was so kind of just focused on graduate school that the teaching part was just kind of like surviving. But now that I'm teaching full time, I'm figuring out how to like actually teach, which has been cool. But I don't have I don't have that kind of like sort of resume of teaching drawing as kind of robust as maybe they might be looking for. Or I'm hoping that it's kind of like maybe my artwork will be enough to inspire them to want to hire me, versus regardless of what I've been teaching. They'll be just like, oh, his artwork's cool and what he's doing is cool and his message is cool and his ideas are cool. Oh, but he's only taught foundation drawing and then a bunch of other graphic design classes. Oh, that's okay, because he obviously can teach, so he'll figure it out, kind of thing. So I'm hoping that is a benefit, but it's also, I'm like having a little like insecurity, I guess you could say, around qualifications on if teaching. But that's what I want, though. I want to get those. I want to be able to have in my resume, I can teach this, I can teach everything. It's like anything you want, I'll teach it, So that's what's happening. So hopefully we'll start seeing more visiting faculty positions pop up on the job board. But for now, that's the first one that's really fits what I'm like, is exactly what I'm looking for. And it could basically be that or graphic design are the two that I'd more likely be able to, I'd feel the most confident applying to. Something in the drawing, and then something, if it was graphic design focused, visiting faculty, 1 year. And like I said last week, there's a few that I've seen that are 3-year positions. And I'm like, I don't want to commit to 3 years, 2 years max, 1 year perfect. So hopefully over the next few weeks up till the summer, we will start seeing a lot more places to apply to. So I'm looking for that. So we're basically starting this next week is the midterm of the semester. Is the exact center point of the semester for my classes this semester. And I've told you in the past, but what I do is I don't do tests or anything like that. So what I've kind of turned my midterm moment into these midterm meetings, and I meet with every single one of my students individually. So next week will be all midterm meetings that I'll be meeting with all my students, and I'll get to know them better, talk to them about how they're doing, kind of, if I've seen any patterns or ideas that is concerning, I can talk to them directly about it. If they're doing awesome, I can tell them that. I'm also realizing, like, it's just, I'm recognizing what I do when I see a student that's being awesome, I tell them they're being awesome. I'm like, this is awesome. It's like, you're doing awesome. And I think that's important. So to remind them, not only, it's important to watch them if they're not doing so good, but also it's important to celebrate them when they are doing good. So that's what's coming up this week. I always look forward to it. I like it. Good. And I think we're doing okay with the semester in terms of teaching. One of the things that's different for me than last semester was just, I don't know, a combination of factors. I think the fact that I'm getting up kind of earlier for this semester really is affecting this. But on Tuesdays and Thursdays are my office hours days, and they're my long days. So I basically have been getting up around 6 a.m. I get to campus by 9. I like to get there by 8. My class starts at 9. So at 6 a.m., I get up, maybe 6:30, I really get up. At 7, I start to eat breakfast and get all that. So between 7 and 8, 7 and 7:45 would even be more ideal. I've eaten breakfast, I've taken a shower, I've done everything, but trying to give myself enough time that I don't have to be frantic about it. But I just know, it's just like, I've said this many times, but it just takes me so long to do everything, like to get dressed, to get ready. It just feels like it just takes so long. So it's like sometimes I have to go like just power mode and just do it really fast, like get dressed really fast, get things packed really fast, and then I can do it. Because I'd like to leave my apartment by like 7:45, like 45 or 15 till the hour. So it takes me about 20 minutes or so to walk to my classroom from my apartment. So basically I get to my classroom an hour before my class starts, which I love. Like, I get there, I throw all my stuff, I plug in my computer, I into like the projector and stuff, get all set, get the music going, give myself a chance to kind of calm down my body, because I'm usually hot by walking in. I get there, the heat's usually on in the room, in the building, so I kind of give myself a chance to kind of acclimate to the environment, temperature wise and everything. And then gives me some time to just like sit too. Like, I really don't like any situation where I have to go like, I'm just on, and then I have to do something. It's like I'm traveling or I'm whatever, I'm like doing stuff, and then I have to do another thing back to back. I don't like that. I like to have space between the things I do. And so getting set up for class, and then I'm just like thinking about it, and there's usually something like I can kind of like, if maybe I'm not fully ready, I tweak a little things here and there about the classwork or whatever. I can do that. Yeah. So it gives me the time to do that. So why was I saying that? So what I've recognized though, so that's my Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then I have office hours. So I start classes at 9, and then classes basically continue 9 to 10, and 12 to, it's 9 to 10, 10 to 11. That's one class. And then 11 to 12, 12 to 1. 1 o'clock is I'm done with classes, and then from 1 to 4 on Tuesdays and 5 on Thursdays is my office hours. And usually, last semester, my Thursday, I also had office hours after class on Thursdays, but I would tend to do my grading and just things. I would just get my administrative stuff done on Thursdays. This time, I don't want to do anything. I am so tanked. I'm just like, I sit down, I'm just like, I'm not doing anything unless somebody comes to because I'll have students that I meet with during that time as well. And if that's the only thing I can handle is just talking with my students. But trying to do administrative work, I'm just like, I just can't focus on it. I don't want to do it. It's just like no fun. I do it sometimes, but like yesterday, I didn't do anything like that. I need to do it now after I record this and publish this podcast. I have to like find some energy and do that stuff, because I don't want to wait too long, because I don't like my students to have to wait for things. There's a couple students that need updated grades that they've been asking about and things like that. So it's just really, it's been really difficult to have the energy and desire and everything to do any of that administrative work. I think there's more than one reason. I think part of it is the kind of sleep schedule, because I've been up since 6 already, and then it's, I'm just kind of tired, but I hit the wall. That's that 3 o'clock wall that I talk about. Whereas if I don't get up until 9, and if I don't have to be at school till 11, I don't have a wall. I just go, and then I come home. But anyways, it is what it is, right? So hopefully I'll find the mojo to get that done today. After this, I'll just do it. I'll just take it one thing at a time and get it done. And I like it. I like to do it in my home studio better, because I have more monitors to spread out my grading with, because I have different windows I need to open. Whereas at school, I only have my laptop and one smaller monitor, which isn't as good as what I have here. So that's kind of what's been happening there. One of the things that I did this last week was I met with my kind of chair of the department. What's it called? So it's like, which was really good, and I think it was good. So as I've mentioned before, the way this school works is the music, art, and theater kind of arts is all under one building, and there's one chair that kind of oversees all 3 of those, and then each department has their like, I don't know what you'd call them, not director, chair, or chair of the department. I don't know what term is called, but I met with the chair that is the head of all the departments, and we just talked about, I just debriefed them on my experience, which I've been wanting to do, and which was great. I told them a lot of things, and one of the things that came up that I think is pretty interesting and valuable to keep a memory of as I move forward in this kind of career, as especially the graphic design place, is at what point do the students get the history of graphic design class? Because it's like, there was this concept of, is it necessary to teach like an intro to graphic design class? And as I think about it, I mean, sure, there could be a reason for it or something, because here's the distinction that I want to make. Based on what I've talked about before with the foundation courses, right? There's drawing, 2D, 3D is your primary foundations. I think there should be 2 more foundation courses, which one of them is basically Adobe Creative Cloud literacy should be one foundation course, and then the social practice and performative artwork foundation class. So there should be 5 foundation courses in any art school anymore. That's what I think. So with that idea of the Adobe Creative Cloud, and I don't think that Adobe Creative Cloud class should have anything to do with specifically graphic design work. And I think a lot of people want to, and I've said before, some people have said to me, like, I'm not a graphic designer, so I don't need to know it. And it's like, what are you talking about? It's 2024. Yes, you do. This is valuable for every single solitary type of artistic practice, not just graphic design. Anyways, there's that. So it's like the conversation. Okay, how do you want to teach? If you need to teach an intro to graphic design, and when I was thinking about it, I was like, I don't think that's necessary, because you can be more specific, or you can have certain types of classes. Like typography is a good example. Like you can have a foundational typography class. You could have even the UI UX or something. There could be, typography could kind of snowball with that foundation on, intro to graphic design, like typography 1, or even graphic design 1, I guess. In some schools, maybe they have a class called graphic design 1 or something. I don't know. So maybe that's the intro to graphic design. I don't know. So maybe there is something like that, now that I'm even saying it to you a little bit more. But there's opportunities to teach that foundation ideology of graphic design in a more specific class than it just being a intro to graphic design class. But I think what's even more important than that is the history of graphic design should be taught, or required to be an early, like first or second year, like early on in your journey as a graphic design, because you'll learn a lot about techniques and those kind of things in the history of graphic design, and then you'll start to hopefully pick up on how you as a student should be applying them as you go, and then you'll be able to see the designers and get influenced by that kind of idea for your own work when you get to that point of the history where it's about, like, basically the lead up to contemporary graphic design, with, like, you know what I'm saying. So that's what came up for me with it. I was like, that's a good point. I'll just put that in my own little memory banks to remember that. Like, make sure the school is teaching history of graphic design. Make sure it's not I just need to do this before I graduate. And it's like a summer before they graduate or something. It's like, no, this is a prerequisite to do any graphic design class. Should be like history of graphic design. It should be like that first year. Maybe it counts as the history class you need to take or something. But, I know here at Northwest Missouri, history of graphic design is taught in the summer as like an extra thing. It's not taught because, there's only one, it's a small school, and there's only one real history teacher teaching more of the basic, what you'd expect from kind of art school history. So yeah, there's that. And that's it. That's all we got today. That's all I have. It's 25 minute podcast, or a little less than that. So thanks for joining. If you have any questions for me, please let me know. The best way to let me know is find any of the videos for this show on YouTube, youtube.com/video, and comment on the videos. Any one of them. You can just say, hey, Zim, what's going on? I wanted your opinion on this, that, or the other thing. That'd be great. And I didn't mention at the top, but if you are watching today, I'm not wearing a hat, which is not normal. I normally always wear a hat. I'm honestly kind of bored of wearing a hat, but I'm also, I don't like my head situation with my hair situation. Look all right now. I think it looks okay, but I wish I had hair still. Oh well, I don't. I guess that's it. I'm sure I'll remember something once I stop recording, but until next time, my friends, be loving, kind, and patient. I hope to hear from you, and follow the account, do all the things, subscribe. We're trying to get to 100,000 subscribers. As always, be loving, kind, and patient. Peace, my friends.